Hello, and thank you for your interest in the Aslin Stars reading program. My name is Heather Smith, and I, along with my colleague Emily Newland, are the project directors for Aslin Stars. We are excited to share more with you about the program and the tutoring position. At the end of this brief overview webinar, you will have the opportunity to schedule an interview for the Aslin Stars tutoring position. First, I will briefly overview the Aslin Stars program. The purpose of Aslin Stars is to help students build foundational reading skills using evidence-based intervention. Materials utilized are the PRESS, or Path to Reading Excellence in School Settings intervention, and PRESS and DIBBLE assessments that will help monitor student growth along the way. The process includes trained tutors being paired with students that schools have identified as being below the expected level of achievement in reading. The tutor will meet with the student weekly and work through the PRESS intervention and monitor progress using brief PRESS and DIBBLE assessments. Next, I will provide an overview of the tutor's role, including the job description, requirements, and pay. Tutors will be trained on the PRESS screening assessment, the PRESS intervention, and the DIBBLE and PRESS progress monitoring tools. I assure you, each of these pieces are very quick and completely scripted for you. Whether you have experience working with beginning readers or have never worked with young readers before, these materials are user-friendly and will walk you through each piece of the assessment and intervention. You will be assigned at least 2 students in kindergarten, 1st, or 2nd grade. The number of students and grades you are assigned will be based on your availability and the school's preferred time for intervention. Once assigned your students, you will conduct the short initial assessments to find out where they are as a reader. Then you will meet with each of your students for 30 minutes 3 times each week to go through the scripted 20-minute intervention. You will have a kit with all of the materials and easy to follow directions. So again, you will be successful regardless of your level of experience working with early readers. At the end of each week, you will do 2 quick progress monitoring assessments to monitor the growth of the student. Each is just 1 minute and again is completely scripted and easy to administer. Along the way, you will document student scores and note their progress in a provided database. Again, each of these pieces are scripted and quick and easy to complete. While we welcome anyone to apply for the position, we do have several upfront requirements that must be met by all tutors. All tutors must have at least 1 hour of availability per day at least 3 days a week. For example, your availability might be from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You may have more than an hour that you would like to work with students. We can accommodate as many students as your schedule will allow. All tutors must also be available for 3 required training sessions. These dates will be given later in the presentation, but please note that these are required. Because schools are located around Columbia and in Aslin, tutors must provide their own transportation to and from the schools they're working at. And finally, tutors must be willing to complete a background check and other required hiring documents. Next, I will overview the pay for the Aslin Stars tutor position. Tutors are paid $15 per hour. Pay is dispersed monthly. Tutors will enter their time into the MUHR system. Billable tasks include 4 hours of training, 1 hour per week for lesson preparation, 3+ hours per week for tutoring sessions. As a perk for being hired early, all tutors who are hired and complete all of the onboarding tasks prior to December 22nd will be given a $50 signing bonus. As previously mentioned, all tutors must be available for 3 required training sessions. Let's review those sessions and dates now. On January 16th, tutors must attend a 1-hour virtual training to learn how to administer the initial assessments that determine student placement in the intervention. The following week, the week of January 22nd, you will visit your school, meet your students, and conduct the initial assessments to determine where your students are as readers. After you have conducted the initial assessments, we will come back together on January 30th to be trained on the press intervention. During this training, you will learn what lessons you will conduct each week with your students. We will also use this time to review your students' initial assessment results and help you determine which press lesson is an appropriate starting point for your students. Again, this intervention is scripted and easy to follow, and we are here to support you in each step of learning this process. After being trained on the press intervention, the following week you will begin your scheduled tutoring sessions and have an opportunity to experience using the intervention you were trained on. Finally, on February 13th, we will come back together in person from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock in Townsend Hall. During this time, you will have the opportunity to ask questions about the intervention and will be trained on how to progress monitor your students' growth as a reader. By splitting this training into 3 parts, our goal is to give you the opportunity to be trained, experience that training, then ask questions about each part of the process. And again, each and every step in this process is scripted for you. Please review these dates carefully because, as mentioned previously, you must be available to attend all 3 dates in order to be considered for a tutoring position. If you are still interested in this opportunity to build relationships with students and help them grow as a reader, let me share with you what to do next. To interview for a position as an Aslin Reading Stars tutor, simply scan the QR code on the screen. You will have the opportunity to select from available interview times. After signing up, we will reach out to you to confirm your interview time and provide information on what we need from you ahead of the interview, such as an updated resume. Thank you again for your interest in partnering with us in the mission to help students build foundational reading skills, a gift that will positively impact their lives for years to come. We look forward to hearing from you soon.